season 5 of The Boys. Yes, this was an entertaining ride, but a lot of it was frustrating as well because to me, this didn't really feel like a final season. Now, what I mean by that, this season felt rushed because honestly it was. Don't get me wrong though, I enjoyed these final 8 episodes. This has been one of my favorite TV shows over the last decade, but my goodness, this really should have been the epic finale that we've all been waiting for, but when it was all said and done, we was a little disappointed by it. By the way, this will have spoilers in it, so spoiler warning. Considering the way that the previous season had ended, even before the trailers to this final season had came out, I was thinking that Billy Butcher was going to be one of the main antagonists. Heck, I wish they had gone that route. That would have been far more compelling than him getting back together and working with his team once again. Now, I didn't hate it, but I was thinking, from a creative standpoint, Billy really should have been Scorched Earth. One of the storylines during this final season is that Homelander believes he is God, so he's looking for V1 so he can become immortal. So in episode 2, when he wakes up Soldier Boy, then two of them go looking for V1, and when they eventually find it, Homelander takes V1 in episode 6. More than half of the season is over. That easily should have been done within 1 or 2 episodes, but no, they dragged that out. And I really felt like it was unnecessary. Anyway, after Homelander becomes immortal, he doesn't go around and destroy cities, and to me, that is a big missed opportunity because that's something that's been teased since the beginning of the series. And I was thinking to myself, I get they don't have the budget, but there are ways around that. Homelander feels less menacing here than he did way back in season 1. Overall, I don't think this is a dumpster fire of a season. Sure, it has its issues, but I still find it to be entertaining. It has so many funny moments, and quite frankly, I thought the series finale was satisfying as well. Honestly though, I thought this season did start off great, especially in the premiere where A-Train saves Huey from being killed from Homelander, sacrificing his life. I thought all of that episode was a good start, but it really started to show its right in probably around episode 2. Yeah, Homelander, he gets Soldier Boy out of his cryo sleep, but then half of this season they're teasing the Fault Rising TV series. I'm like, really? Why are you promoting this show? I get it's what some TV shows do, but it was completely unnecessary. This is the final season of Crying Out Loud. You only have 8 episodes, and somehow they still managed to drop the ball. I did like in the final episode though, Homelander finally getting his comeuppance, losing his powers, and then a lot of people was angry when he started crying. Have these people not watched the same TV series from the beginning? Billy's goal was to always kill Homelander since the very beginning, and you know it makes sense for Homelander to be that because as A-Train had said in episode 1,
it's just an empty fucking suit. Take away these powers. And what are you, huh? Pathetic. Weak. Sniveling fucking loser.
And you know, he was right because Homelander, without his powers, he's just a man-child. Episode 7, where Frenchie gets killed off by Homelander, I thought that was one of the most saddest moments. It brought tears to my eyes. And just seeing the relationship between him and Kimiko throughout the season, I thought that was really well done. Now, my issue is that could the final episode been absolutely better? Of course. Like Soldier Boy being sidelined episode 7 and not returning for series finale, I thought that was weak. The Deep killing off Black Noir 2 with just a knife, that was some lame writing. And not just that though, Ryan disappearing for a few episodes after he got his face, beaten by his father Homelander. I'm like, really? Couldn't have Ryan around for those 2 episodes afterwards? A lot of issues that this season had suffered from. And as far as Billy Butcher is concerned, him being killed off by Huey in the final episode, I thought that made a lot of sense because even after he took out Homelander, he still wasn't satisfied. Ryan didn't want nothing to do with him. And then, not just that, he loses his dog Terror to old age. So he went with this whole take them all out mentality. But you know, this season, it should have been much better. It should have been something epic. And I get what Eric Kripke has said. They didn't have the Game of Thrones budget. I get that. I didn't think the finale was awful, but at the same time, I was like, you know, it's missing something really special. And the thing is, a show like this, you really should be trying to go all out. The final fight between Ryan Homelander and Billy Butcher, yeah, it was cool to see, but it wasn't the best fight of the series. That still is the Herogasm fight in season 3. At the end of the day, I still think that this season was entertaining. Sure, it has its issues, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's one of the worst seasons in television. Of course not. But at the same time, it really should end up being something better than what we actually had gotten. I'm giving this final season a 7 out of 10. Despite my frustrations, I still had a good time with this. Seeing the other boys' characters, such as Kimiko being in France, ML remarrying Monique, and adopting Ryan because Ryan lost his powers due to Kimiko's radiation ability. And speaking of which, I thought that was very intriguing because Kimiko being exposed to enriched uranium gave her that Soldier Boy power. And that's how they was able to ultimately defeat Homelander. Annie and Huey getting their happy ending, that was satisfying to watch. Even other characters such as Sister Sage, Old Father, The Deep, and a few others get their respective endings. It made sense for those characters. I still think Season 3 was the peak of this show because after that, it just never really found its footing again. Man, I can't believe this is the end of an era. 7 years, 5 seasons, 40 episodes. Hats off to the cast and crew who had worked on this. Anthony Starr did such an exceptional job playing Homelander. No doubt one of the greatest supervillains on TV over the last couple of years. Carl Urban as Billy Butcher did such a great job. This is definitely a TV series that many people will continue to talk about for years to come. One last thing that I wanted to point out is that in episode 5, we see Jared Padalecki, Misha Collins, and Jensen Ackles. And I thought that was pretty cool because I was a huge fan of Supernatural, at least for the first 5 seasons back in the 2000s. So that was pretty exciting to see. Nonetheless though, while this wasn't the final season that I had hoped it was going to be, at least it does have a lot of memorable moments peppered throughout its final 8 episodes. And that's my review of the final season of The Boys. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this season. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.
Down at Dino's Bar and Grill, the drink will flow and blood will spill. And if the boys wanna fight, you better let them. That jukebox in the corner blasting out my favorite song. The nights are getting warmer, it won't be long till summer comes. Now that the boys are here again,